Hello, I will be your tour guide for today. My name is Tainsel and I'm welcoming you to Cebu. So, what we can see here in our right side is the Cathedral Museum. It was initially used as the Cathedral Rectory or as a convent for the priest before it was used as a campus for the University of San Carlos. In the years before it was transformed into a museum, it was also used as a cooperative store and as a temporary chapel while the cathedral was undergoing a renovation. So, the Bahay na Bato is actually one of a few existing structures in the downtown area that survived World War II. So, the museum building is a fine example of the Bahay na Bato. This particular structure is based on the Bahay Kubo using more durable materials other than the traditional bamboo and lipa or sawali. Its posts are made of hardwood trunks to support the wide hardwood planks used as flooring for the second story. The second floor has wooden walls and has wide windows which are made of wood and unique coppice shells. Before the structure's roofs were changed to galvanized iron sheets, it boasted of a pitch roof made of tejas, which is baked day or baked clay tiles. And also, when you visit the museum, do not be surprised if you find an area where the floor has been excavated. So the hollowed space will reveal several layers of flooring, one of which is made up of the distinctive coral stone blocks, which are commonly used materials for old churches built during the Spanish era. So you will always also find a display of artifacts unearthed in the museum's vicinity encased in glass near the hollowed-out floor. So if you wish to pay a visit to the museum, the building is located here at the Mananlili Corner, P. Gomez Street, Cebu City. You may also give them a call at 032-412-3455. So the museum tour fee is 50 pesos per person.
Mabuhay! My name is Katrina Centeno, your tour guide for today. Let's enjoy while discovering the historic resources of Basilica Menor del Santo Niño. Basilica Menor del Santo Niño is known as the oldest Catholic church in Cebu. The church houses the image of Santo Niño, the city patron saint that represents Jesus as a black holy child. It is also a place for prayer and pilgrimage to a large number of people each year. And the exact location of the church is the same spot where Legazpi Spaniards through discovered the image of Santo Niño. Every third Sunday of January, the whole Cebu City celebrates the grandest celebration of the year. It is the Sinulog Festival. It is a celebration in honor of the feast of the Señor Santo Niño, the patron of Cebu. So how to get there? It is located in block beside the D. Jerusalem Street Osmeña Boulevard, P. Burgos Street, and the Plaza Sugbo where the Magellan's Cross is located. The main entrance is on the Osmeña Boulevard. 2 blocks at the north of the Basilica is the Cebu Metropolitan Cathedral. It is where the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Cebu sits.
Maayong adlaw kaninyong tanan. Ako Maria Micaela Isabel Aslongi. Akong hisgutan mao ang dapit nga Museo Parian at Heritage of Cebu Monument. The Heritage of Cebu Monument. The Heritage of Cebu is an illustration and representation of sculptures made of brass, bronze, concrete, and steel. It was built by a national multi-awarded artist, Eduardo Castrillo. The scenes depicted in the Heritage Monument are the baptism of Rajang Mabon, a procession of the Santo Niño, a Roman Catholic Mass, and the Battle of Mactan between Lapu-Lapu and Ferdinand Magellan. The persons depicted in the monument include the late President Sergio Osmeña and Blessed Pedro Calungsod. The Heritage Monument is located in the historic Parian district, which during the Spanish period was home to the residence of the most prominent families in the Cebu at that time. The St. John the Baptist Church previously stood on the site of the monument's location. However, the Diocese of Cebu demolished the church in 1875. Museo Parian. The Museo Parian is possibly one of the oldest houses in the country and was built centuries ago. Supposedly, during that time, Yap Santiago was constructed. Considering many artifacts in the Museo de Parian, it was assumed that the house was built in the 1730s. But recently, historians and architects collected some evidence which supports the fact that Museo de Parian was built way before 1730, although the exact year it was built is still not clear. The Museo de Parian, as in the name, is located in Parian district of Cebu City. The fact that the house was transformed several times over many centuries was evident after discovering a coin buried in the house, which was supposedly used during the age of Ming Dynasty. Hence, it was also quite clear that a Chinese family owned the house then. Although the house is old, it doesn't have the old glory, in my opinion, as the house was subjected many changes like using coating made up of newspaper to cover the cracks in the walls and joints. The putty and the cracks are now hidden using mint green paint. The land where the house was made was once a pond and the house started sinking a while back. So maintenance works are being done at the present to stop it from sinking any further. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, tourists. I'm Alessandra, your tour guide for today. And now we're going to explore and see the beauty of the Queen City of the South, the Cebu City. I would like to introduce you our coach captain, Robert. He's an experienced driver for 5 years, and he will make sure that we will have a safe and happy trip. So are you all excited, guys? Right now, I'd like to familiarize you with the area and discuss some brief safety precautions. Firstly, I ask that you remain seated until we reach our destination. Second, for our own safety, we must all follow the rules by wearing face masks at all times. Hello everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to Fort San Pedro Church, or most commonly called Cebu Fort San Pedro. Fort San Pedro is a historical park overseen and managed by the Cebu City government. Inside the fort, there is a museum with preserved Spanish artifacts such as paintings, sculptures, old photographs, and items and documents. So what are you waiting for, guys? Come with me inside the Fort San Pedro Church. As you all can see, guys, this is the part of the fort, a museum displaying legacies of the Spanish government, as well as well-preserved Spanish artifacts. Subverso de San Pedro. San Pedro is a Cebu military defense structure. The Spaniard built it under the command of Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, the first governor of Captaincy General of the Philippines. As you all can see, this stone-walled fortress was built with bare hands, sweat, and blood by Filipinos under the supervision of their Spanish superiors. I'd like to welcome you all to Casa Goroldo. It's a house museum located in Cebu Historic Parian District, the Philippine oldest city. The Ramon Agutis Foundation Inc., or most commonly known as RAFI, owns and manages it as part of its culture and heritage focus area. Okay, when was Casa Goroldo built? The Goroldo House Museum was built in the 1850s. Juan Goroldo, the first Filipino bishop of Cebu, was born here in 1862. A tour of this house provides a brief glimpse into a Filipino life between the year 1860s and 1920. The current collection includes notable paintings, museum relics, a courtyard, antique, household items, and furniture. And I'm your tour guide, Alessandra. I hope you all had a pleasant tour with me. Thank you.
Mabuhay! I will be your tour guide for today. My name is Tinsel. Welcome to Cebu. So along the busy street of Osmeña Boulevard and just nearby the Cebu provincial capital is a pre-World War II building, which is on our left is the Rizal Memorial Library and Museum. The structure is named after the Philippines' national hero, Jose Rizal, who fought for freedom through his writings during the Spanish colonial period. So the museum was opened to the public on March 16, 1992. The building has undergone renovation in the recent years. The edifice has its inherent charm and magnetism as its pre-war. Neoclassical look stands out amidst the business establishments, restaurants, parlors, and convenience stores that line the area. So the City Public Library is located at the ground level of the building, which keeps important and rare books on Cebu's history and culture. The museum houses a collection of antiques, sculptures, furniture, and wood carvings donated by prominent Cebuano families. There are also several important archaeological finds. As one strolls around the museum, one can find portraits of well-known Cebuano figures and florals, and landscape artwork and murals. And also reignite the beauty and the gratitude of how far history has taken us and those who made the difference. So the Rizal Memorial Museum and Cebu City Library is open from 8 a.m. to 12 noon and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
As we explore the greatest church in Cebu, let us now discover a wonderful museum. It is also located at the former Cebu Provincial Detention and Rehabilitation Center. It was once called Cárcel de Cebu, the Provincial Jail of Cebu. It is now the Cebu Provincial Museum. Museo Cebu is housed in what was once called Cárcel de Cebu, the Provincial Jail of Cebu. Designed in 1869 by Domingo de Escondrillas, the lone architect in Cebu at the time. The Cárcel de Cebu was originally proposed as the Cárcel del Distrito, the prison for the Visayas district. This accounts for its relatively large size at the time it was built. After a flurry of endorsement and independent review in Manila, the project was approved and constructions commenced around 1871. It is believed that most of the coral stone blocks from the Parian Church, which was demolished in 1878 after the Bishop of Cebu won a long-drawn court case against its parishioners in the 1850s, were used to build parts of the castle. After 20 years of USA renovation, was ordered in 1892, which other more buildings behind the main structure that now serve as the first 6 galleries of museum. So, there will be one-of-a-kind resources that we could enjoy here in Cebu. It is more fun discovering and appreciating the real value of beauty in our country that we should always be proud of. That will be all for today. Again, I'm Katrina Centeno, your tour guide for